Case Study 0013, The Avengers Grimm Saga, with musician Travers Gauntt. Rumpelstiltskin destroys a magic mirror to create a portal to Earth, taking 4 fairy tale princesses along with him. The princesses use their martial and magical powers to battle the trickster and his army thralls to save the planet, and also tries to take over Earth through time or something. I don't know.
I'm doing all right, just getting through this.
Yeah, it was it's been a rough one for both of us. We're gonna talk about Avengers Grimm right now.
Okay.
Are you do you feel like you can open up about that?
It's gonna be rough, but I can do it. It's
I know you have the strength to do it, Travers.
I think I can do it though. It's I mean, there's a lot to unpack.
There really is. So this movie starts off with who was it? There's Snow White and oh Jesus, I've blocked it from my memory. Rumpelstiltskin is, of course, the villain, and he comes in and he threatens Snow White, who apparently had married that guy that assaulted her when she was all passed out that one time.
Yeah.
Previously.
Well, you're giving don't give it away because they weren't married yet.
No. I'm talking about this happens because he is the king and she is the queen, and the king is never seen. So that means that she married that dude that assaulted her when she was all passed out.
Oh, okay.
I assume.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
But I really like how hot Rumpelstiltskin was for a troll that can... what does he do with gold and hay?
See, I think didn't he spin some hay into gold? Like the king traded his daughter for that, basically?
Right, which is never ever brought up in this movie except for in a kind of very not at all way later on, which we will put on pause for a second before we get into that. Oh yeah, so then there's Little Red Riding Hood. Man, all these women are so badass. They, wow. It's like if Hot Topic and fairy tales were like mixed together in some crazy hodgepodge.
You mean it's when the Hot Topic has its Halloween costume sale?
That's exactly what I mean.
Or Party City. I mean, some of the like Red Riding Hood was straight out of Party City.
Oh my God. I wrote that down. I was like, her Party City costume is distracting.
Yes.
That's all I can think of.
But they made sure, as much as it covered most of her body, they made sure that it showed cleavage. I mean, there was
absolutely
really, really painstaking engineering on that.
Do you see that slow-mo running with Snow White where it was just like her bustier slowly jiggling?
How can you not? It's pretty hard to miss. And then Sleeping Beauty.
Wait, which one was that? I got so confused because they didn't outright say who anyone was except for Red Riding Hood and Snow White.
She was the blonde.
Okay. Oh my God, it all makes sense now. I had no idea why Elsa was putting everyone to sleep.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm so stupid. Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah. So but I mean, what you mentioned before is that it's very 90s, but not in a like Stranger Things kitsch 90s.
No.
Like not trying to be like, ooh, we're so 90s. It was like,
it's like,
is this made in the 90s? And I know it's called Time Warp or Time Wars, right. But I mean, the Mad Hatter.
Like, oh my God.
His outfit was from Designing Women.
They full on, wait a minute. Wait, which one did you watch? I might have watched a different one.
I watched Avengers Grimm Time Wars.
Okay, I did not.
Oh, interesting.
So we'll just talk in general.
Okay, because the thing is, it's a lewd because at the beginning it felt like it was a sequel to something, but I couldn't find what it was a sequel to.
Oh, it's just Avengers Grimm.
See, I didn't see that the other Avengers Grimm. I thought it can't be the Sinister Squad.
I mean, it kind of was though, because if you've seen that, it has basically the same kind of characters that are all fairy tale characters, but super badass.
Yeah, and what I like, and I'm sure there's a lot of crossover because of the fact that they obviously are just riding the hair of copyright infringement.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, there's all the from the music. It's just like the Avengers theme. I mean, but they put in those like legal extra notes.
Oh yeah.
They Led Zeppelin it. You know, it's like when like Zeppelin finally got sued for Stairway to Heaven, it's just like, dude, they wrote it so it's legal. It's legal. Yeah, it sucks, but it's legal. And that's the Avengers music. I was almost wondering if it was even legal. Because, I mean, it was like, I don't know if they got enough notes, different notes in there.
I am positive that the Asylum has many low-budget attorneys on all of their movies because they all ride that line. And they ride it hard. But what the 90s thing... In the movie I watched.
It was probably made on the same lot the same day.
At the same exact day. There's a scene where Snow White tells all these other girls that I don't know who they were, but they were also Disney princesses that were not Disney, that they need to camouflage into the Earth world. And so she gives them a magazine, and the next scene is them dressed as if they went to Victoria's Secret / the Linda Hamilton Terminator boutique, because or / a thrift store, because it was all so 90s. You can only get that shit at a thrift store right now.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
And that's definitely something I was assuming, because it's like, and it wasn't the cool thrift. It wasn't the secondhand boutique. This shit wasn't like. If they're in LA, they're going to like the Goodwill in LA is probably way too cool for them.
Oh, absolutely.
Like they're probably going to like somewhere out.
Savers.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, it's like did the movie you watch have Alice?
No.
From the Alice in Wonderland?
No, but Sinister Squad does, I think.
Oh, yeah, because she's like a fake Tony Stark.
Oh my God. I'm loving that we watched different movies so much. So why don't you tell me what your movie was about? Or should I start since mine was first?
Yours should probably go first since...
Did you have Rumpelstiltskin in
Oh, yes. He's like the main... He wasn't the main baddie, but he was responsible for fucking everything up.
Right.
He's a total asshole.
So he has, Jesus, so stupid. It's okay. So they're in fairy tale land or whatever. They get sucked through some mirror, and then all these other people go through the mirror, and they're trying to, I don't even know why. Maybe they were pushed. Oh, that's what it was. They were pushed through the mirror. And I know that because no one went through the mirror forward. They all got pushed backwards into the mirror. Okay,
see, this could be the same movie. I know it's not, but it's like the mirror is still...
I'm sure they changed like a couple sentences and called it a day.
Because basically Alice runs the organization. It's like a total fake shield called Looking Glass, of course.
Okay, I get it. Oh, hold on. Oh, wait, sorry, continue.
Yeah.
Looking Glass. That's a great name for a society or whatever, too. Oh my God, that's awesome. Yeah, we didn't have any of that. We just had Snow White like trying to save LA in modern times or the 90s or whatever.
And that's still about the same.
Okay.
But you probably didn't have mermen.
No merman, but they were like fake zombies, like that weren't zombies, but they were in Rumpelstiltskin's control somehow. I don't
see. It's the same thing happened, but see, there was the baddie, the big bad in the Time Wars. is the Little Mermaid,
Mm,
Magdalena, and she's from Atlantis, and she's
she's
like,
a bad guy?
yeah.
Oh, it's those legs got to her head. Oh, that sounded dirty.
Yeah, and so, but Rumpelstiltskin's trying to play her because she's trying to get Prince Charming's ring.
What does the ring do?
Like, give absolute power to whoever owns it.
Oh, sure.
And turns them into zombies. It turns everyone into zombies. So
God
that's
damn it.
and so Rumpelstiltskin the whole time he's trying to get the ring, but he's just such a fuck up in this one.
He's a fuck up, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I wrote down this one line from this movie because it was Chef's Kiss. Snow White says, the longer we linger, the more time has gone by. Yeah, that's how time works.
And I bet because I'm sure it's the same actress. And was she wearing like a leather jacket?
Yeah.
And like a choker?
No.
No. Sleeping Beauty was wearing the choker. That was her night. And she had like the stringy boob window. Which is like total 90s carny look.
Yeah. But no, not in this one.
Okay.
I thought that Snow White. Oh no, that's right. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, before I go there, let's see. And then Red Riding Hood is like grabbed by the wolf. Do you have the wolf?
No, I didn't get a wolf.
Oh, I think that she killed him in this
We
one.
just had mermen and zombies.
So Red stabs him in the dick with something I don't know, and that's how she fell backwards into the mirror. Okay.
Oh.
And then there's crooked cops in LA, which is I like that that's a universal truth. These three princesses in Red. Everyone had to make clear that Red was not a princess, and they had to tell her all the time because she is below them. And so this guy was getting roughed up by the crooked cops, and they came, whatever, like the cops are, whatever. And the guy they were roughing up was like, hey, what are you guys doing? And they're like, ignoring him. They're like, we need to find Snow White. How do we find Snow White? And he was like, she just shows up when you need her. And then she pulls up in a red like sports car, and the next like 5 minutes is like a Fast and Furious movie, but without the fun.
See, that's a good point, because that's how I felt about the action scenes. How are the fight scenes? Because the fight scenes in this one, I mean, it really made me appreciate all those Sam Raimi shows like Xena and Hercules in the 90s.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, these fight scenes were just like so lethargic and
Oh my God.
they were so painful to watch. Like, this is a fight, and I'm like, I've never been like a big fight scene guy, but if I'm watching like a good martial arts movie, I mean, if you see good martial arts, it's like,
it's choreography. It's beautiful.
Yeah, like, any of the Joss Whedon shows or like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., like they had great fight choreography.
And these movies.
Oh my God. It was like anti-choreography.
They like either the end of the shot or the beginning of the shot was like someone just standing there, or like slowly just like adjusting. Like there was one scene where two people were fighting, and the fight moved to start the fight. One of the people were running towards the other, and the one that wasn't running just turned around in a circle.
That sounds about right.
It was just like, you're not, I know you're trying to make this look fancy, but a circle is not fancy.
No.
360 degrees, I can do that.
See, it still sounds fancier than these fight scenes that I saw, because I just remember seeing like some swords and spears. It was just like the actors are almost looking at each other like, no, you got to stand there. And then it's like they're kind of clubbing. It's like, no, I don't want to hurt you.
They're pointing at X's on the ground.
Yeah, I don't think they were even that. There was even that much. I think the people were really like, oh, so the script just says fight. What do we do? And the director's like, fight.
Well, it says fight. How do you not know how to fight? Haven't you ever seen a movie before?
Yeah. And that's exactly what it felt like. And the actors are like, like picking up spears and just kind of dropping them at each other. And the time is just, they were like the most uncomfortable fight scenes. It was like the sex scenes from The Room.
Oh.
It was like that uncomfortable.
Oh.
Like,
that.
Why is this happening?
That, ouch.
Yeah.
Shots fired. Here it is. Red's Party City cape is distracting. She's got, see, this one, the dialogue was so, it tickled me because it was not great. And I love that. Like, this redundant line of, she's got a piece of the mirror fragment. Obviously, it's a fragment if it's a piece of a mirror, you fucking idiot. I mean, that's a low blow. I mean, fair. But still.
See, what I saw, like, they would just, there was like these, what was really great, I think I wrote that down where, since they didn't want to explain their time travel, Snow White just says, time travel's really weird. It's hard to understand. Like, they just explain themselves.
That's fair. I totally agree, Snow White. Thank you for that.
Oh, yeah. It was just like, time travel's hard. And because it would just happen. Like, they would just be in different times, but it was more dimensions because they'd be in, like, storybook land. And then they'd be in, like, future LA.
Oh, mine was all, like, 90s LA.
Okay.
So, except for the beginning, but
Well, it was 90s future. I mean, it was just like... First it was okay, and then it's on fire because they got married and they're talking about this wedding, and then I'm like, well, I want to see this wedding that's supposed to happen. Everyone's talking about this big wedding that's either going to happen or they're in the future, and it already happened. And it's
got an open bar.
Yeah, and that was the hardest thing is I actually watched this movie without a single drink.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was like...
Well, see, I have a tendency to watch these at work when I'm supposed to be working. So I feel you. I feel that. Yes, absolutely.
Like, why am I sober?
This is ridiculous that I am not drunk right now. I have like at least 5 different notes that basically just say, do these guys know what movie they're in? They are way too serious.
Yeah. Oh, I have a good note that Rumpelstiltskin looks like a reject from Reality Bites with this corduroy blazer.
What? Oh, see, okay, in my movie, he's wearing a trench coat that literally drags on the ground because it's way too long, and he looks like he's trying real hard to be a Nazi officer or something, which, whatever, but I was just like, dude, just get it hemmed. There's got to be a fucking seamstress somewhere in Los Angeles.
No, in this one, he looked like he was either in Reality Bites or Chasing Amy. Like he was somewhere in that. Like he had the hair, the half-grown dead rat beard on his face.
So he had a real Ben Affleck vibe, is what you're saying?
More Jason Lee.
Oh,
he had more of that vibe.
He had a real Scientology vibe, is what you're saying?
Oh. That, you know what, that could be that could be the funding. I mean, because it's weird. It's almost like it has production values, but it doesn't. It's like there's some money somewhere, and I think I'm trying to figure out where it's spent because it's watchable.
Yeah.
But not because of the acting.
No.
Or the scripts.
No, or the special effects.
Yeah.
Or wait, how is it watchable?
I think the camera shots are on tripods. I think they have like some union camera guy that's just like he's just like, well, if I do this gig, I get double overtime. So, because it's a 3-day weekend. So what
you're saying is it's watchable because your eyes can focus on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
And like it's framed, like someone who knows how to use a camera. There's some tech people that actually know what they're doing that probably work on TV or like I said, like probably some union guys that are like, oh, I can get like triple time. Oh, I don't care what the hell I'm shooting.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay, what my movie had, which you're going to be super jealous of.
I'm sure.
Oh my God, you're going to pee your pants. It took me a second, but I realized this bad guy who we're supposed to know who he is. I kept saying Iron John or John. Is that a fairy tale guy? Iron John? They kept saying it like
doesn't sound like any fairy tale I grew up
right?
with.
Like
Iron John, that sounds kind of adult.
Right. Gross. They kept saying his name like I was supposed to know who the fuck he was. But then he comes out finally. They like introduce him, like his character, and it's fucking Lou Ferrigno.
What?
It's not only Lou Ferrigno, but in like 20 minutes after they introduce him, Rumpelstiltskin turns him into an iron guy. He turns him into metal, which is what? But also, it's just makeup. It's just like, it's just metallic makeup. So,
yeah. I would trade my movie for that. Just for Lou Ferrigno and Metal Man makeup.
And it's so distracting because they make him sound like the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz. And every step he takes is like thud, thud, thud. And it's like, you are just a dude with makeup on, bro. Just settle down. That was one of my high points.
Oh, man. Well, mine had quite a few high points because Alice.
Yeah.
Alice was like the brains of the operation. Snow White, or they called Snowy. She was just really emotive and would try to sound profound and wasn't. Like the dialogue that you mentioned to me sounds, yeah, it's got to be this. It sounds like it was written.
Same writers.
Yeah, same week.
Yeah.
But the thing is with Alice, her sidekick was the Mad Hatter, who was sort of like tech guy, and
does he like enhance and stuff? Enhance, zoom in, enhance, that sort of thing.
Yeah, but he's a total like rave casualty. He's not cool enough to be Burning. He's definitely not Burning Man. He's too.
Does he have like bleached hair?
No.
Oh, boo.
He
That's
looks
a missed
similar to
opportunity.
Rumpelstiltskin, but even scrawnier and more emaciated. And like he probably did too much Molly.
Yeah.
And he made tea so Alice could time travel into her future self, which lost her mind after he died.
Okay.
And he made her tea that is obviously psychedelic.
Right, of course.
And he had this like checker pot, like this checkered pattern ceramic tea service that looks like it was probably bought at Spencer's or something. I mean, it looked like I swear I saw that at Village Thrift a while ago and thought about getting it and was like, oh, that's it's not.
It's a little too on the nose.
Yeah, it's not as cool as I want it to be. Kind of like the movie. It's like,
Right, exactly.
And he had the service and gave her the tea, and then she like, spirit blasted out of her body and then showed up in her future self that had like some bad Alice Cooper makeup and was like talking about, who am I? I am who? And that was like one of the most exciting parts of the movie because, psychedelic drug references.
Of course, always good.
Yeah.
You can never lose, even if they're horrible.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen the movie The Trip with, Okay. I just want to make sure.
Oh, yeah. With Peter Fonda.
Yep. Oh, so good.
This orange, man.
It's like, do you ever consider doing acid? Well, here's a movie to make you think you shouldn't do it. Because you will go to hell. But it was so good. Anyway, I recommend the Sonny and Cher movie if you're going to do acid.
I'm glad you mentioned that because that's one of those movies I remember seeing as a kid on the Sunday afternoon TV show because our local station played a lot of drug movies. Like they played Yellow Submarine all the time when I was a kid, and this is the stuff that ruined me for life.
Of course,
and
because you grew up where?
Portland.
Yeah, so of course,
like before it sold out.
Right. Before the 90s.
Yeah.
You grew up before the 90s.
I left because of the 90s. But then I found out the 90s were everywhere.
Oh, God damn it.
It was like the bad Tim Burton Planet of the Apes. I show up in Chicago and then I find out all this music that I couldn't stand actually came from here. And I'm just like, oh!
God damn it, you did it! You did it!
That's pretty much
the 90s.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And it's just like, oh, it's the 90s. It's not Portland. But, you know, it got better once the 90s were done.
Yeah, because then you got the Spice Girls and NSYNC.
They were the 90s.
Oh, were they?
Spice Girls. Yeah, I was still working in record stores in Portland because I had to figure out a Spice Girls song for a coworker of mine so he could play it for his kid's birthday. Yeah.
Wow.
See,
I'm not saying that's bad or good, but
it happened.
yeah. Heavy nodding. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Back to the movies.
Yes.
Did your movie have Rapunzel in it?
No.
Okay, Rapunzel was fucking disgusting. Okay.
Do tell.
Speaking as a former hairstylist who had her hands in hair like every working day, Rapunzel was fucking disgusting. All of her powers were her using her hair as a lasso and like getting stringing people up with her hair. So like there would be these shots of people just like bound by this giant braid, and it just looked fucking disgusting. It wasn't a cute braid. It was all like naughty. It was disgusting. I hated Rapunzel so fucking much.
Man, I'm jealous that I didn't get Rapunzel.
I'm
there's
jealous
probably
that you didn't too.
I think it was like the Rapunzel Sleeping Beauty trade-off. Or Little Mermaid, because I had the Little Mermaid.
Yeah, and she was bad. So.
Yeah, and she had merman.
Yeah.
And I just got to say, the merman costumes.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a cross between like some of the gladiators and Beastmaster, but they had these black masks that were like black Michael Myers masks.
So they were black.
William Shatner.
Yeah, they were black William Shatner.
Kind of like
masks.
that. Maybe a little more Hannibal Lecter, but it was almost had a face to it. It was weird. And then like they had like what was supposed to be gills like glued to their necks. That looked like it was part of like probably some slit like brown jewel bags. You know, like taped to their necks.
Which
slits.
I'm sure is what it was.
Yeah, it was something like that. It was like really not good looking. I don't even want to give it credit to call it prosthetics.
Oh, no. I'm sure it was just someone had some Elmer's glue and some grocery bags and they're like, figure it out.
And you know, some of the best makeup artists like Tom Savini use shit like that, but they knew how to make it look good.
Exactly. Cornflakes, Rice Krispies,
Yeah.
whatnot. Hershey's syrup. Yes. There's a way to do it. They don't know how to do it.
They read the wrong internet.
All right. So there's one scene in my movie where like all the princesses, I hate calling them that, are like, they do that like cliche walk towards the camera in slow-mo and they're supposed to be looking badass.
Did they have sunglasses?
No.
Oh.
But there was a couple leather jackets.
Okay.
But also, it wasn't slow-mo enough. Like, it was between slow-mo and regular speed, so it just looked awkward and not cool at all. It was... Somebody was like, fuck this movie. I'm gonna speed this fucking film up, because this is fucking stupid. So bless you, whoever did that.
And in my movie, they had a similar... I think their big effect, instead of the slow-mo, was that the Little Mermaid, like she had a trident she was like zapping people at. Sometimes she would just like disintegrate them, like the opening scene where she disintegrated. That was the best part of the movie. The opening scene was, it starts out, you just see some old guy with a metal detector on the beach, which you haven't seen since probably the 80s or
Jurassic
90s.
Park.
Did
they do that in one of those movies?
I think you're right. It's been so long.
I could be wrong. I don't know.
But yeah, it was like, I think you're right. But yeah, it was an old guy with a metal detector, and he's in the way because she's trying to get Prince Charming, and she just disintegrates the old man with the metal detector.
Dope. Fuck those old men.
But the big effect was when she put a freeze spell on everybody, and they're totally not frozen. They're trying to stand frozen, and it's like, Wait, did you just talk with your hands? You just talked with your hands, didn't you? It was like,
They're looking side to side.
oh no, they were moving their heads like, oh yeah, we're frozen. It was like,
Oh shit.
that was a single take. I don't think that, or maybe they tried like after the third take, they're just like, oh fuck it.
Yeah, they're like on their 10th take and they're just like, whatever, just next. There's one scene in my movie where Rumpelstiltskin has taken over LA and the entirety of Los Angeles is on fire and you can hear screaming in the background and he's looking out this open window and then he looks at his watch and he says, "It has begun." Well, fucking no shit, idiot. The fucking town's on fire. Fucking asshole.
You know what? I think it was they probably to save money used the same footage of the town on fire in my movie.
Oh, probably not, because I think you can do that effect on your cell phone with like a $2 app. So I'm sure it's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you do it with the $2 app, they probably use the 50 cent.
Yeah, I was thinking like all the money that this production company has made from Sharknado, I think that they put a lot of that money into their cell phone app, so they probably got the premium, so they can probably like really do some really shitty effects on that app.
That makes sense. Because they got to do some of that Sharknado money. But I mean, one thing that makes me happy about these movies is that I know this is very petty, but I feel very vindicated by growing up poor and my dad being clueless about what was cool for a 12-year-old. And he would do things that would just, make my life more miserable. And both my parents would, it's like...
like turn Lou Ferrigno into like an iron guy. He would do that.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, it'd be the point of like, these movies being favorites in red boxes where like clueless dad's all like, oh, there's that stupid Avengers movie my kid won't shut the hell up about. There we go. And then, it's like, I get Avengers Grimm. So it kind of makes me happy that kids still suffer like that. Because I got like a shitty skateboard that I got made fun of. That my dad, he loved to brag about how cheap he got something for.
Oh,
as
of
a
course.
gift. And it's just like, look at the skateboard I got you. It's called the Ninja Dragon Master. And it's like, I'm gonna get beat up for this.
The trucks are made out of plastic.
I think so.
I'm so sorry.
And I tried to like it. I wanted to like it.
Oh yeah, of course. But deep down, we all know it's just the.
He bought it from he bragged about buying it from the guy at the gas station parking lot that sold the tapestries of dogs playing poker, which I would have been much happier with one of those.
Oh my god, I would
always
have
wanted
that.
one of those, and my mom was like, "Those are ugly. We're not bringing that in my house."
That's why I want it.
Exactly.
God damn it.
Yeah, and I wanted one of those so bad, but no, I got the Ninja Dragon Master skateboard that weighed like 50 pounds.
Hey, side note, my grandma had my grandma Gorley, Loretta, she had in her pool table room in the basement, she had a huge tapestry of dogs playing pool. I know.
See, that's awesome.
I know. It was amazing. And I was so enthralled, embarrassed, and envious of that tapestry. It is gorgeous.
Because, well, you should.
Yeah. That's also where I saw the most horrific and terrifying children's animation in the world. Nope. Don't get ahead of yourself.
I'm not. I'm just placing bets in my head.
Okay. Raggedy Ann and Andy.
I just put $10. $10 it's Raggedy Ann and Andy because it's always that movie when someone prefaces it with the most terrifying movie I saw as a child.
Why was that so terrifying?
I just remember the pit of goo that they were in that was like, I want your sweetheart.
Everything about that movie.
I saw that in the theater.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
4. That's my mom because she was high all the time.
That movie was disgusting in every fucking frame. I hate it and I want to burn it all.
I want to watch it again because I just have to know. Because for years I thought it didn't exist. I thought it was in my head. Kind of like the Star Wars Christmas special.
No, dear boy. It is disgusting and it's on YouTube. I think I posted it.
I've seen clips of it on YouTube.
I hate it. I'm sorry. I'm not going to be able to get past this. I hate it so much.
It's not good.
I think I have PTSD from it. It's disgusting. Anyway, so then you've like broken my brain. I'm going to blame you and not my grandma or her house or her awesome tapestry. Okay. So during my movie, Little Red Riding Hood got like the weird zombie curse that Rumpelstiltskin was giving everyone because she didn't have magical powers. She was just an archer, I guess.
She was pretty bloodthirsty in my movie.
Dope. Yeah, she was like kill them all and let God sort them out.
Yeah.
In my movie too, but they fix her. Like they get rid of the zombie, whatever. And they're like, "Are you going to help us get Rumpelstiltskin now?" And she's like, "Rumpelstiltskin must die." I was like, man, that's what this movie should have been fucking called. This fucking movie is so...
I think it might have had the same script. Because she said that, because she was like, Snow White didn't want to kill him, and she was just like, why aren't we killing him?
Why are we...
Kill him
what
already.
Are we doing? Like, come on. Okay... For like, I think every single page of my notes says Rapunzel is so gross. I just turned it to the last page of my notes, and then also I wrote this porn sucks.
Well, it definitely has the production values.
Oh, for sure. Like it would have been better if it was just a white room with a black leather couch at some point.
Yeah. Oh, here's a fun note I have was that since one of Alice's many powers was she took some drugs that made her a giant.
What? Okay.
And another 90s thing, she was squashing on mermen with Doc Martens. She was walking on the merman with her Doc Martens. Oh,
she's bi too. Cool.
Oh, I didn't know that meant she's bi, but I could totally see it.
They're very like sexual neutral.
She was definitely like that. I mean, there was subtext that there was something between her and the Mad Hatter.
Oh,
but it wasn't like
But he's also very like.
He seemed just kind of.
Neutral.
I would say asexual, but even beyond, he just seemed like he was just kind of non-existent.
He didn't exist in the movie at all. Okay, got it.
But he did.
No,
he was there.
No,
but he was just kind of like, what's the password? And then they had some like Alice in Wonderland. If you know that I know the password, then you know that it's me. Like a lot of that, like crazy talk. That wasn't good versions of it. It was about like that.
It was that was part of the script.
I think that was about
Okay, well, I'm gonna wrap up this stupid movie.
Alrighty.
So at the end of my movie, hold on to it.
I will.
At the end of my movie, Snow White. Okay, Snow White in my movie has this power where she can make these like icicles out of her fists. And did she not have that in your movie?
I don't think that particular ice power.
Okay, first, I don't understand how that's a Snow White power, but also there's a scene where she's like captive and like in chains or whatever, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna make this icicle. I'm gonna stab this guy. It's gonna be dope." And she does it, but like the shot of her fist with icicles growing out of it, it just reminded me of like an icy turd falling out of her hand, and it totally grossed me out. And then like he like grabs her or whatever, and the way she kills him, but not at all, is she stabs herself through the stomach, and then it goes through her and into him, and like God, this movie, like the implication was that they were both dead, except neither of them are dead. And then like she turns to ice, or like, oh, God damn it, the fucking okay. And so this movie ends with Cinderella all covered in ice, or not Cinderella, I'm sorry, Snow White covered in ice, and then her eyes open, and then the credits. So it's like, ooh, there's gonna be a sequel. So that's where you
That
step
makes
in.
so much sense, because that's actually Alice in Looking Glass
Yeah.
has Snow White cryogenically frozen and thaws her out.
Ah, it's like a whole Futurama thing.
Uh-huh. But the one thing I really wanted to mention was that the princesses, they really look like they just got off their shift at Coyote Ugly. And it's just like, what does this remind me of? And I'm like, oh, this is just freaking Coyote Ugly.
Uh-huh. Dancing on bars.
And then Snow White finally marries Prince Charming at the end.
Wait, Snow White does?
Yeah.
Well, who was she married to in my movie? Because she had a king and she was the queen. Who's Prince Charming? Is Prince Charming the one that assaulted her when she was asleep?
I'm assuming so. Because they were like in love, but there was like the big clencher scene was the action scene, because the Little Mermaid was trying to have Prince Charming's ring. And so there's this scene where the ring flies out of Prince Charming's hand.
Shut up.
And Snow White, action,
Shut up.
shoots her finger through the ring.
Shut the fuck up.
Yes. That was like the best action scene in the whole movie. It was
You
better
know
than the
what?
fights.
You know what? I'm really glad that we watched the different movies, because that means I don't ever have to watch the movie that you watched.
See, now I have to watch the movie that you watched.
Yeah, you
Even
do.
though I know it sucks.
You need to get the pretense. You need to get the backstory. How did this all happen?
Because I felt like that watching the opening, because there's this whole like recap going on by Alice, and I'm like, I feel like I should be watching another
on
one.
Avengers Grimm.
Just about,
Last week on.
because she explains how the mirror got broken and that became the conduit for time travel.
But it didn't. Not in my movie. There's no time travel. It's just dimensions and different worlds. And then like they smashed the mirror, so they were stuck there forever, and there was no other mirror. That movie that you watch should not exist.
Can I interject with a question?
If you have a mic.
No, it's all right. You can just answer. Was Little Mermaid in your movie?
No, Little Mermaid was not in my movie.
So is Little Mermaid a Grimm's fairy tale?
Yes, it is. No?
It was written by Hans Christian Andersen.
Same thing.
Alice wasn't a Grimm's fairy tale
no,
either.
no, not at all. She was like from a couple hundred years ago. She was way after Grimm's.
Oh,
and
she's
Hans
like
Christian
what,
Andersen.
1890s or something.
Yeah, like not that.
Lewis Carroll.
Yep, thank you, Lewis Carroll. Thank you.
Oh, there's a creepy.
All right. So, in conclusion, how many times are you gonna watch this again because you love it so much?
I don't think it's gonna happen.
What?
I already watched. Well, see, I fell asleep through it the first time.
No, shut your mouth.
And then when I was watching, when I was finishing Independence Day last night, I recapped the ending for Avengers Grimm, and I'm like, oh wait, I went to the last half hour, and I'm like, oh, I made it this far? I really only fell asleep for the last 10 minutes.
Oh crap, how did that happen?
And so I was kind of skimming through it and like saw some highlights, like
you did a highlight reel.
yeah, I saw the opening where the old guy with the metal detector on the beach gets zapped by Little Mermaid was pretty awesome.
Best part.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That and the wedding ring shoot.
I have issues with that. So, I know this is gonna sound weird, but I don't think I'm gonna watch this movie again. The one that I watched, I think I'm done with it. But you should totally watch it so you can get references that have nothing to do with the movie that you just watched.
I think I can foresee the future in which if I find it, I'll start it, and then after 15 minutes, I'm like, you know what? I think Tressa told me all the good parts, but I just need to see enough.
No, I mean okay, here's what I'll say. Watch it for Lou Ferrigno. Hands down, best part, and he's got Tin Man sounds, so you can't lose. Um, sorry. Do you have anything you want to plug for people to look out for on the internet or in Chicago or wherever?
Well, a couple plugs would be well, if you go to Gauntlet Music at Bandcamp, I have two recent albums. One is a soundtrack compilation of non-existent '90s late night TV show themes,
Nice.
and the other is a bunch of drug music called Cyborg Demon.
Even better. Oh, I know what I wanted to ask you. On what platform did you watch this on?
I think I watched it on multiple. I did. Tubi had less commercials.
Less than what?
IMDb was bad.
Oh, I never watch anything on that.
And there was another one that was really bad. I tried to watch it.
I watched it on Pluto.
I tried watching on Pluto, and there's a lot of commercials.
So many fucking commercials, and they were all the fucking same commercials every fucking time.
Yes.
And like, whatever, it's commercial, but at the same time, same one every fucking time? Jesus Christ.
That's why I was jumping to the other platform. Who else has got it?
But I do want to say, if you want to watch an Asylum movie, Pluto has an Asylum channel. So I highly fucking recommend Pluto TV. And also check out all of Travers' music junk because it's real good and fun.
Thanks for joining us this week on The Asylum Case Studies. Special thanks to musician and case study superstar Travers Gauntt and a very handsome and talented Andy Slater, our mixer and engineer extraordinaire. Make sure to visit us at asylumpod.com, where you can subscribe to the show in iTunes, Stitcher, or whatever, so you'll never miss a case study. While you're at it, if you found any bit of enjoyment in the show, we'd appreciate a rating on iTunes, or if you'd simply tell a friend about the show, that would help us out too. Unless you're going to be a dick, then no thank you. So until next time, I'm Tressa Slater, and we are not heroes, we are Avengers.